Alrighty. The shite missile did it to me again. What are we working on here? See if the boys and girls in the audience can figure this one out. Yeah. This bad boy decides to pack up on us on the way home. We were out getting some materials and supplies. We got to do some cement work. So we're down at the Canadian Tire. Got all crazy place to get cement, and this started getting a hell of a noise from the front end. First problem we found is the brake pad smoked. And this is the front pad. So they're at probably, I don't know, 75% wear? No, that would have been, say, 50% wear, except that the caliper was seized. And it can't float the caliper. So if the caliper can't float, it eats up the back pad because the Mr. Piston right here, well, that, Jake, is shoving on the pad. So this fella here was seized rock solid. I had a heck of a time getting it unseized. So we got that. This side here, because these are asymmetrical, the pins. How does that go? It goes like this. That goes in there like that. I'm doing this one-handed and it's a little bit janky. There you go. And then that goes like that, and the bolt goes through here. So this whole assembly has to move. This one here has to move
freely
alongside of this one. So I got the whole thing tear apart, beating it to get this thing to come loose. I didn't want to burn it with a torch because I'd wreck the seals. You can't get the seals out without this little bushing out. So there's that problem. But I got it all. I should have videoed it, but it was a lot of monkeying around and it would have been me trying just a bunch of different things. So I'm going to descale all this up. And I have to do the pad seats right here, these areas, and clean them up really good, because I'll tell you why is
those sheet metal pins can fight you.
Yeah, those clips
won't
the anti-squeal clips won't go, the retain clips won't go on.
We had this on my mom's vehicle one time.
Yeah, so we've done quite a few of these.
Be handy to have a sandblaster around.
Yeah, Canada, what do we call that? Rust belt brake jobs. So that's where we are. I don't know if that's going to cure the whole noise, but we're going to try it anyway. It's going to be a 2-day deal because we're in northern New Brunswick and you can't get brake pads nowhere. So we got to order up the brake pads. So I'll do some more video, but that's where we are on this thing. Hopefully the other side comes apart. It always felt like it was grabby. So to the pull to the driver's side, and this is the driver's side. But on a happier note, this here little fella came out. And all y'all know, let's see if I can focus on that. Focusing right there. That's the bleed screw. And it came out. So I'm pretty happy about that. So that was a bonus. So out of this nightmare of a job, we had one bonus. Anyway, I'm going to clean this caliper up and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. We're going to use, okay, give us a little shot of the needle scaler, Jake. Just hold on a sec. I'll get this squeezed up. Go ahead, squeeze that up. Squeeze that up with the vise. Good. Jake's going to hit that with a needle scaler, clean up this area. So you can see that's the way to do it. And we're going to continue on with that, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright. I cleaned it up, descaled it. I mean, we're not talking show car quality. But I just wanted to show you guys. That's how that's supposed to move. That's a floating caliper that now floats, which you would not before. I had to take the bracket off to get this thing. Again, this part here was seized solid. So there it is floating. That's the idea we're looking at. I'm waiting on the pads to come in. It's all cleaned up and ready to go. So this is a to be continued tomorrow, but you won't know that because you'll just see the video as it goes. Piston went all the way back in, no issue. Brake bleeder came out. yeah, I'm having a good time with this one. Talk to you soon. Bye now. And oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. When the brake parts come in, we'll be right back at it. The 20 threads per inch, that's real close enough. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll get back to the shop. We're gonna go now. We gotta take another car down and get the front end alignment done. And I'm putting rims on it, rims and tires. So we got all that done. That was the Kia. That was a big nightmare too. So we've been working on that. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna kill two birds with one stone. So here's my recommendation to you, is if you get into a car old like this and the calipers are all crunchy looking, get reman calipers, get new pads, new rotors. Don't screw around. The time, I don't care, I got lots of time, but the time I've got invested into messing around with these calipers, it's not worth it. And remember, now you're gonna have everything brand new. So I'm almost talked myself into just going ahead and getting the new calipers, but I'm on a bit of a crunch. So we'll do that. We'll see how it goes, and then if I don't feel comfortable with it, I'll have to wait a couple of weeks, and then I'll go ahead and maybe order up caliper kits for it. But that's my recommendation. I was able to get the slides moving, but I have a lot of tools. I have a lot of tools that most guys don't have. So there it is. We'll get back to you and we'll show you some wrenching. Well, alrighty, look at this. We got this working. Okay, we got that. We got new bleed screws. There's the old one. So $4 a piece for the bleed screws. I'm trying not to spend $100 on a caliper kit over bleed screws, and I have done it in the past. Yeah, so we got that. We got the rotors. The one thing I did have to say though is I'm not impressed with CarQuest. Got a mess to clean up here as usual. Look at these. These called their silver line of brake pads. No kit. That's all you get. So you got to reuse your clips. So we'll see how that goes. Stand by. Okay, boys and girls. We got her done. We got her back together. We got new rotors, new pads, old anti-rattle clips, a new bleeder screw. The other side, we freed up the calipers, so the slides are all freed up, lubricated with silicone brake grease. I need to, can I get the brake clean over there? So all we got left to do is get some fingerprints off of there. We did wash the rotors before we put them on to get the packing oil done. Just like Rayman Ray. How's it go? There you go. I don't have the sound effects. So there you go. We bled them, so it should be all ready to go. That side looks clean, Jake?
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay, come over here and get the pan and the brake clean. So the other thing I was going to talk to you guys about was the wheel studs. These were incredibly hard to get off, the lug nuts. And you know what? There's a thing that's called corrosion fatigue. And what happens with corrosion fatigue is when a fastener corrodes, it starts to eat down inside and it will cause a failure. So all you guys have been flipping out about putting anti-seize on lug nuts, but the anti-seize prevents the corrosion from happening, which I think that if you adjusted your torque by 20% or so, put your wheel on, if you're worried about overcoming friction, that you'd be safer than letting them corrode to where, like if this thing got a flat on the road, I couldn't even change the tire. So you tell me what's better. I'm not following the argument. We're in the rust belt, i.e. rust belt. You get in the picture? Everything's rusting. So that includes the lug nuts and the studs. So you tell me which is better. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Thanks for following along on the never-ending saga of the 2005 Hyundai accident. And we'll see you soon. All right, so here's the job recap. So when you have brake pads that are worn, you can see that one versus this one. And we put them together, you can see the big difference between the wear and the two. Okay, right there. One looks like it's maybe a 1/16 of an inch on a good day, and the other one looks like it's better than a quarter. That's stuck calipers. So what that means is your caliper's not floating. And when your caliper doesn't float, you get uneven brake pressure on the rotor and you get uneven wear. This side wasn't as bad, but it's still there. And you can tell by the groove, right? The slot, how much slot's left. And that'll give you an idea. So when you see that right off the bat, you know you're going to be in for calipers. So you don't have to do what I did and mess around. Like, look at the mess everywhere to get those things apart and working again. You don't have to do that. Buy yourself some Reman calipers. Take the whole assembly off. Throw it in the box. Get your core money back and don't dick around. I'm only doing this because A, I have the time. B, I have the tools. And C, I ain't got any money to fool around. So that's where we are. And yeah, thanks for all the subscribers. It's been awesome. The channel's gaining subscribers every day. It's a good thing. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back, and we'll see you soon. Well, there you go, boys and girls. We're on the road now, doing the road test. Burnished the brakes in. There's a big difference now in less vibration in the car, less noise. So it had this wild noise it was making yesterday. So I think what that was is a big chunk of rust from the rotor. It was rubbing into the caliper bracket. So we got rid of that, so that's good. And she's cruising along nice. So we'll call this one a success, and hopefully I can go more than 2 tankfuls before the next major breakdown, because it seems like every 2 tankfuls of gas I got to rebuild this car. Yeah, thanks for coming along on the journey. We'll see you soon. God bless. Peace out. Bye-bye.